Hi, good evening. First, I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time to attend our webinar. I'm Dr. Cynthia Gray. I'm the Associate Dean of the Veterinary Technology Programs. I'm here this evening with Trish Gorham, who is our Academic Chair for the Veterinary Technology Program. I'm going to start off the session by discussing our bachelor's program and our certificate program, and then I'll turn it over to Ms. Gorham to discuss the particulars of our associate degree program. For our programs, I just wanted to share that both our BAS and our AS are offered online if that is an option that you're interested in. Our associate's degree is also offered on campus, and our management certificate in the BAS program is also offered online. Okay. For the BAS program, again, it's 100% online. It provides training that can prepare you for a wide range of job opportunities. It covers also a wide range of skills. We have three sub-plans. We were at one time unique in this avenue, is that we offer these separate plans. You can, as a clinician, stay and take the advanced clinical path. You can stretch your wings if you're interested in hospital management and step into that arena and learn more. Or we have a majority of our students that do take the combined track. They still want to keep their clinical aspect, but they're interested in hospital management, and they want to see if that's a path they choose to take. Both the BAS programs and the associate programs are accredited by the American Veterinary Medical Association. Okay. Our bachelor's program is called a 2+2 model. Okay, what happens is that you have to obtain a 2-year associate's degree in veterinary technology. Once you have completed that degree, then you can apply to the bachelor's program, where you would complete your final 2 years. So that's why we call it a 2+2. So there had been a previous question submitted to us, and in light of that question, this answers that question, sorry I got tongue-tied, is that you must have a 2-year degree in veterinary technology before you can step into the bachelor's program. Okay. The application process is very simple. If you are an SPC graduate of our associate's degree program, you will automatically be accepted into our BAS program. Okay, for non-SPC graduates, you will need to submit your transcripts showing a degree of 60 hours from an AVMA accredited program in veterinary technology. You will have to complete 15 semester hours of general education, and then you would just need to submit your application to our veterinary technology program. Okay. I'm sure everyone is saying, okay, what are my career opportunities if I go as far as the BAS program? Well, the Bureau of Labor Statistics identified that there is a significant need for veterinary technologists, and a veterinary technologist is a veterinary technician who has completed a 4-year program. The job opportunities are varied. They can step into various areas of research. The government identified biomedical facilities, diagnostic laboratories, wildlife facilities, certainly food and drug manufacturers for the pet care industry. You can also step into education. So there are various areas that your degree will be welcomed. Okay, so another aspect of the BAS program for veterinary technology is our certificate in veterinary practice management. In order to be eligible for the certificate program, you only need an associate's degree, and that is any associate's or bachelor's degree to apply for this particular program. This certificate prepares hospital managers for, obviously, management. It also provides the educational requirements for the VHMA Certified Veterinary Practice Managers certification. So we have, in conjunction with them, to provide these hours. We cover accounting, marketing, legal requirements, budgeting and planning, all areas that are important for hospital management. Okay. At this time, we'd like to field questions if there are any on the bachelor's program, and then I will turn it over to Trish Gorham, our academic chair, to address any of your associates' questions. All right. Before I turn it, we're going to wait a little bit and see if there are any other questions. Feel free to ask questions anytime during this session. It'll be answered for you. Before I turn it over to Ms. Gorham, we'd like to ask a poll question, and we'd like to know how many of you are already SPC students. I do have a question coming in. There's someone out there who has an AS in Vet Tech from another college. Does this allow me to apply and continue with the 2 years of the BAS program for graduation? As long as your AS in Vet Tech is from an AVMA accredited program, yes, you can apply to the bachelor's program and complete your bachelor's degree. The question will become dependent on where you graduated from. If it's a regionally accredited program, then we can accept any gen eds you have had. If you're not regionally accredited, then you may have to be addressing some general education courses as well. That's a little involved question, so I'm happy to field that. At the end of this presentation, you'll have all our contact information, so please reach out to me directly, and I'm happy to have that conversation with you. Again, at the end of this session, I should say not at the end of the session, but as a follow-up to this session, we will be sending you out prospective student packets, so it will also give you more in-depth information and also provide you the direct contact information and direct links for us to ask questions. Another question came in, can I graduate at SPC and take my degree to another state? Yes, you can, most definitely. Again, we're going to ask that poll, and if you would respond if you are currently an SPC student, and then Ms. Trish Gorham will be covering the particulars of our associate degree program.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and talk about the Associate in Science program. We'll discuss the poll results at the end. Any of you that were interested in the bachelor's program, and if you have continued questions, you could type those in and we will get Dr. Gray back at the end to answer those if there are any questions pending out there. So the Associate Science program has been around since the 1970s. We're pretty proud of our program. It's one of the first programs in the country. And what we like to talk about, first of all, for those of you that are interested in the veterinary technology program, is what is a veterinary technician? So a veterinary technician does many, many things, and we do it on all species of animals. So if you talk about anything, if you think about anything that a human nurse does, a radiologist, a dental technician, any of those things in human medicine, that relates to what we do in veterinary medicine and on all the different species. St. Pete College put this together so you can compare the pay structure of a veterinary technician in private practice. We know that we don't come into this profession wanting to be or getting fabulously wealthy. However, we do love what we do, and the exciting thing about our profession is the job growth. So you can see that our job growth is over 19%, where the national average job growth is only 7%. So while you may not be paid fabulously well, you will have a job should you want one, and you will have a job that you enjoy going to every day. Accreditation is very important in a veterinary technology program. We're accredited by the AVMA, which is the American Veterinary Medical Association. That accreditation allows our graduates to sit for the VTNE, which is the Veterinary Technician National Exam. That national exam is what allows you to become credentialed in your state and is accepted by most states in the country. In addition to that, our on-site hospital is accredited by AHA. So that is a standard of care that only very few veterinary technology programs have. To apply to our program, you have to have your general education courses completed. This is a list showing what general education courses are required. When starting your general education courses, we'd like for you to communicate with us at the program so that we can make sure that you are taking the correct courses that you need to get into the program. We will have contact information later on so that you know what our academic advisor's email and phone numbers are, as well as Dr. Gray and myself, so that if you have any questions coming in, we can answer those for you. This is an example of a layout of the program. First term, second term, and the next slide will be the third and fourth terms. This is our campus program. You can take our program completely online, but you do have to be working in a veterinary hospital at least 20 hours a week so that you can do your clinical skills in that veterinary hospital. Our online students do not take as many credit hours per semester because they have an additional requirement of those clinical hours. You can see we start off very basic in our program and everything builds upon from the basic first semester restraint courses until you get to your last semester, which is where our critical care and emergency courses are. Our final course is that actual review for the national exam that we have built into the program. Our VTNE pass rates are important to us. Currently, the 3-year overall pass rate for the on-campus and online students combined is 73. We do fluctuate between 70s and 80%. The national average for pass rate for the VTNE is 68%. So you can see that we are above the national average for that pass rate. What makes us unique? First of all, we offer our program completely online, completely on campus, or a combination of both. So students in any state in the country could attend our program. Students in other countries could attend our program. So it makes it very accessible to all students, especially those that are working in veterinary hospitals currently that may not be able to move to a veterinary technology program close to them. They are able to access our courses online. We do have a world-class veterinary technology center. It's one of the premier locations in the country. We have an $11 million, 32,000 square foot facility where we house animals for students, and we are located and have an affiliation agreement with Pinellas County Animal Services. So not only are our students able to gain experience hands-on on campus, they are able to gain experience while serving the community as well. Our AA students, by the time they graduate, have jobs. Over 90% of our students are placed before they leave our program, so that's exciting news. Another thing that makes us pretty unique is that every semester our students are offered the opportunity to study abroad. We started this program back in Denmark, where we did an exchange with students over there. We've gone to Costa Rica, we've gone to Costa Rica 3 times, we've gone to Australia 3 times, Thailand where we did elephants, and we plan to go to Namibia this summer. So any student that is enrolled in either of our programs, AS or BAS, has that opportunity to study abroad. This is the contact information for both programs. Should you have any questions, you can contact any of us. There are our emails there. Chris Kerr is our academic advisor, as well as Don Keller at the bottom for the BAS program. So that if you have questions about the veterinary technology program, please make sure that you contact us directly. We like to speak with our potential students directly. And I hear there's some questions. What are the benefits of having a CVT? So the benefits of having a CVT is that you have an educated person that has learned not only the hows of how to do things, but the whys. So that person knows the ins and outs of monitoring anesthesia. That person knows how to perform dental procedures and knows the whys and the contraindications and the indications of all of those procedures. We teach hematology. Our students are trained on urinalysis, on CBC, on fecal exams. They're trained to recognize critical care patients and to respond appropriately. So that's a great question. The question was, can I start the online program this summer, or will I have to wait till the fall? What is one of the unique aspects of our program is that we do admit students in the spring, summer, and fall. So 3 times a year we are admitting students into our program. As long as you have your general education courses completed, you can enroll in our program. We only enroll online in the summer. However, if you're interested in the on-campus program but want to start in the summer, we could put you in a couple of classes online in the summer and then transfer you to our campus program in the fall. What are the requirements to be considered for study abroad? You simply have to be enrolled in either the AS or the BAS program and be in good standing with the program. Speaking of our study abroad program, we are looking at multiple options for 2020 is already planned. They're going to Africa and to do a wildlife rescue in Africa. And then we have multiple options looking for 2021. Most of those study abroad options are in the summertime. We do have a couple of other exciting internships that we have available. We work with a dolphin center in Key Largo where our students can complete a marine mammal course for 1 week down in Key Largo. And we have an internship with Zoo Tampa that students are able to complete. If we are not from the area, where would be the best for us to look for living arrangements? What we like to tell students if they are moving to us from a different location is to come spend a couple of days in our area. Most of us live around the college. In the Vet Tech Center is its own campus. There's lots of apartments, there's lots of communities around the campus, and we can help direct you to those communities depending on if you want a house or an apartment. We have apartment books available for you on campus that you can look at, but we do recommend that you spend a couple of days here to get to know the area a little bit better. So is there any financial aid, help, or tuition discounts for those out of state? Out of state tuition is a little bit more expensive than the in-state tuition. However, we do have all options of financial aid with the college. We will help you, once you contact us, we will help you get pointed in the right direction to those financial aid advisors that can help you look for your financial aid options, whether those are grants or loans or things like that. We do have multiple scholarships that are listed on our website. We do encourage all students, out-of-state, AS students, BAS students, to apply for those scholarships. Many of those scholarships go unawarded because they're not applied for. So we always encourage students to apply for those scholarships as well as financial aid if need be. Are there any specialties you can go into after the program, such as surgery? Absolutely. So once you graduate from the program and you pass your veterinary technician national exam, that qualifies you to credential in the state that you live in. So each state has different credentialing requirements. It just depends on the state. They vary. So once you become credentialed in your state, then you would be able to research a specialty, and there's many, many specialties, over 20 different specialties in veterinary technology. Surgery is one of those, as well as critical care, ER, behavior, radiology, they go on and on. All of the specialty groups have different requirements for application. Most of them require a certain amount of work, as well as continuing education requirements, and usually a case study presentation and a test. So NAVTA, which is the National Association of Veterinary Technologies, they house the specialty websites on their website. So you could go to their website and look at the different specialties and what they offer, and they will directly link you to those specialty websites. Another question, before getting into the program, is the only requirements for general education, or do you have to have clinic hours with a clinic? Excellent question. So part of our application process is that you have 40 hours of observation in a veterinary hospital. That veterinary hospital is the hospital of your choice. What we recommend is that students approach the veterinary hospital that they usually take their animals to and ask if they are able to do that observation time with that veterinary hospital. That is part of the application process, and you will have to submit the clinical information when you submit your application. The next question is for large animal studies. Is it required to go to a large animal clinic? You have to complete large animal skills with a credentialed mentor. It does not have to be a large animal clinic, but you do have to have access to those specific animals. The requirement for the animals is horse. There's multiple skills that have to be completed on a horse. There's a handful of skills that have to be completed on a cow, and then there's ruminant skills that could either be completed on cow or on sheep or goat. And how easily is it to fulfill the large animal studies? It actually depends on where you're living. We're working on the program on helping students find these sites that they can go complete their skills, because it is one of the more difficult courses for students who are online to complete their skills because of the required species that they have to work with. We have a list of clinics. Florida, we have quite a good list of clinics, but we can work with you depending on where you live to see what other students in your area and where they have gone, so we can help facilitate that. We do have a clinical coordinator whose main responsibility is to work with students in finding clinical sites and the appropriate clinical sites and work with their clinical time. So the next question is, I currently work at an animal hospital for the past 3 years. Can I use my job as a clinical? Absolutely. For the main, as long as it's a full service veterinary hospital, you can use that facility as your main clinical site. We do have some special requirements throughout the program and some special species that you will have to have access to. We do require at a certain point in the program that students spend 20 hours of their clinical time in a shelter facility, an SPCA or a Animal Services or Humane Society, something like that. We also require clinical time to be done in an emergency hospital. You will also have to have access, besides the large animal access, you will have to have access to lab animals, and you'll have to have access to specific exotic species, primarily birds. The next question is, in order to become a vet tech, do you have to have a bachelor's degree? You do not. Our program does offer a bachelor's degree to extend your education and to give you more opportunities, but most states require an AS in veterinary technology to become credentialed in that state. There are a few BAS programs that are complete BAS programs. However, our program is nice and unique in the fact that you can complete your AS, can become credentialed and work as a credentialed veterinary technician while pursuing your bachelor's degree. Can I use more than one hospital for my clinical time? Absolutely. We do have requirements for clinical sites, and our clinical coordinator works with you on those sites. We have a couple of forms that need to be signed by those clinical sites, but you can have multiple sites. We have a lot of online students that come to us that are working in specialty hospitals, and they can't accomplish all of the requirements for the program in their specialty field. So they will spend some time in a full service veterinary hospital and the rest of the time in their specialty. So you can combine clinical sites. During the semesters that the students are enrolled in large animal, they typically will spend time in multiple sites to get clinical skills done. We're waiting for the typing. So the question is, how picky are the admissions team to be accepted? So I'm a little confused on the question. However, we have very specific admission criteria. So as long as you meet the admission criteria, which is your general education courses, if you're a campus student, you have to submit an interview video, you have to have your observation hours, and you have to have a minimum 2.0 GPA. As long as those requirements are met, then you could be admitted. We do have a limited number of spots for our campus program, but our online program is unlimited. So as long as you meet the admissions requirement, we can admit you online. On campus, we admit 30 students in the fall and 30 students in the spring. And students are admitted based on their GPA, their amount of credit hours they've completed, as well as their video. Another question has come in. Does it have to be an animal hospital for clinical hours? Working at an aquarium doing veterinary procedures with those animals count? That is something that you would have to work with our clinical coordinator on. We do have multiple students that are working in different types of facilities, aquariums, zoos, lab facilities, things like that. And you will have to spend time at a regular full-service veterinary hospital because primarily the program is focused on small animals. AVMA requires the greatest amount of skills to be completed on dogs and cats. So working in the aquarium is not going to give you access to those species. So our clinical coordinator will work with you to work out your clinical hours for that. Any special requirements for the BAS program, and how does it differ from the AS program? So we'll let Dr. Gray go over the special requirements besides general education. However, how does it differ from the AS program? So the AS program prepares you to sit for the national exam. So we cover all of the AVMA required skills and the AVMA required content in addition to a little bit more than AVMA requires. What differs from the bachelor's program is it takes what you've learned in your AS degree program and expands on that. So if you're interested in management, it's going to definitely give you the edge up on management skills. It's going to give you more advanced clinical procedure skills. You can focus on areas of dentistry, you can focus on areas of behavior, and that will give you more job opportunities out there in the veterinary world beyond just a private practice. She's typing, so we'll hold on. Is the summer term shorter than the fall? It is. So our summer term is only 10 weeks long, and it does cover the same amount of content that our 16-week fall and spring terms cover. So the instructors are excellent in working with you to complete your clinical skills, but it is a little bit more challenging for the online students to complete those courses in the summer because it is only 10 weeks instead of 16 weeks. So it is something the instructors work hard to work with our students on. We do recommend a little bit of a lighter load in the summer for those online students because of the shortened semester. So Virginia's asking, is our online classes at your own pace? It is not at your own pace. We do have very strict schedules. We do have deadlines for our assignments, and we pace you at that. We do have many projects throughout the courses. Online students are required to submit videos of their skills that are evaluated by the instructors, and most of those bigger projects are given to you at the beginning of the semester, while you'll have assignments due week by week, quizzes week by week, discussion boards, and etc. The big major projects of the course will be due at the end of the semester so that you'll have time to work on those major projects in the courses. Okay, I think we'll bring Dr. Gray back. We'll switch places.
Okay, thanks for the added questions. What are the benefits of having a BAS degree in veterinary technology? Okay, well, as Trish discussed, one of the benefits is obviously to increase your knowledge, which therefore increases your value at your facilities. But beyond that, it allows you to provides you the opportunity to step into potentially higher paying jobs, potentially jobs with more responsibilities. For instance, you can step into research. I currently have a student who is in research at St. Jude's. She's completing her bachelor's so that she can step up from the basic animal husbandry and be involved in the research process itself. You can step into teaching. You can step into managerial roles, practice management. You can do pharmaceutical or food sales. So these are all avenues for you to be able to move up within your profession and also increase your income. Okay. Another follow-up question is, I already have a BAS. Is there a program designed for just a certificate in veterinary management? Most certainly. We offer a certificate in veterinary practice management. And with your bachelor's, you're definitely eligible to participate in the program. And we prepare you, we provide you a baseline to step into practice management. The interesting thing about our certificate in management courses is they are also, you are in with all our BAS students, so you're integrated in with them in this, in your learning environment. Our certificate program provides the required coursework for the Veterinary Hospital Managers Associations for you to sit for their national exam to become a certified veterinary practice manager. So I hope that addresses that question for you. Another question has come in: what are the benefits of having a BAS degree in veterinary technology? Again, just the basic, we tend to be in the profession, and item number one, I think we are all continual learners, and these are knowledges that you can bring back to your clinic. Certainly in the clinical side, you learn more about further details about disease processes, you learn about doing nursing plans, so certainly clinically you'll benefit in the program. And again, we do our practice management, we're focused on that. So this is definitely a rising field for veterinary practices, and as veterinarians really want to do what they do best, is to provide good veterinary medical care for their patients. And a qualified veterinary practice manager can, statistically, they're showing a 13% increase in profitability when practice hires one. So definitely a benefit to any clinic. You have to take the practitioner program. Okay, there currently, if I'm understanding the question correctly, it is you have to have a BAS in order to take the practitioner program. There is currently not a veterinary practitioner program, so if I'm misunderstanding your question, please let me know. While we're waiting for the next question, if there is one, I just wanted to reiterate that we will be at the VMX conference in Orlando coming up this next weekend and into next week. And we will also be, if you are out in the Las Vegas area, we will also be at the Western Veterinary Conference there as well. So please come visit us at our tables. We are in the nonprofit section. Unfortunately, I can't remember the tables, our table number, our booth number at the moment, but it's easy to find the nonprofit sections. Another question: is it possible to do the management certificate course online? Yes, the management certificate course, along with our BAS program, is only offered online, so certainly you can. The only requirement for the certificate program is that you at minimum have an associate's degree, and that can be in any field. Okay, if you are working a full-time job, can you use more than 2 years to complete the associate's degree? Most definitely. We have a 3- and a 4-year plan available. What will happen once you've applied to the program is there's a success course that Trish Gorham facilitates, and you'll create a basic, we call it a My Planner. It plans out your courses to graduation, and you can work with Ms. Gorham at that time and let her know that that's your plan, and she will help you create a plan that fits your schedule. Okay? Another question: if I'm not able to take a seat in campus class, can I take online classes and then do hands-on work in a vet clinic? Okay, if you are not successful in getting a seat in the campus classes, you certainly can take online classes, and you will be required as an online student to spend approximately 20 hours per week in a vet clinic to get your skills. Okay? Oh, that's a toughie. That I will say that depends. Mhm. You're gonna have to talk. Okay, it says, oh, can you take the practice manager courses along with finishing your AS? Sorry, I guess I mentally did that in my head. Yeah, at the end of your AS program, you can start the practice management courses. And that is what can occur. Again, you would have to have an associate's degree to begin with in order to take the practice management courses, but I have allowed a few students to take in their last semester the first course of the certificate program. Okay, I hope that addressed your question well enough. It is a little tricky one. Okay. How does the BAS differ from the practice management certification? How long to complete the certification compared to the BAS? Okay, also good questions. Okay, the practice management certificate, one, provides you a certificate. It does not provide you a degree, confer you a degree. Okay, so in light of that, if you were applying for jobs that required a bachelor's degree, you would obviously not have that requirement. If you were so inclined to go on to higher education to get a master's, again, you would still need your bachelor's degree. The courses themselves that you would be taking in the practice manager certificate are the same classes that our bachelor's degree students would be taking. So as far as course content, there's no difference as far as that goes. Okay? How long to complete the certification compared to the BAS? Okay? The BAS takes approximately 2 years. And the certification courses certificate, it totally depends again on how you take them. There are 8 classes required in the program. They are not offered every semester. So most of our students take 2 classes per semester. So you should be able to complete it in a year. But sometimes you have to be sure that you plan it out correctly based upon when the courses are offered. So you have to look ahead and plan ahead for that. Okay, what is needed to apply for the BAS program? Okay, as far as the BAS program, what you need is you need to have graduated from an AVMA accredited associate degree program in veterinary technology. And you will need to complete 15 hours of general education courses, specific general education courses. As I said earlier in today's presentation, we will be following up with informational packets for prospective students. So I think you will get more detailed information in there as well. And again, that packet would also include our contact information if you need us to clarify further. Okay, another question, how do I get information about the certificate? Okay, and I'm not finding the information on the website. Okay, again, we will be sending out packets and it will include information on both the BAS and the certificate. I will see if I can get your specific email address and I will go ahead if I can. Will I be able to do that? Okay. I have asked to tag the email address for that question and I will make sure that you get that certificate information. Okay? Okay. Not if you fail a class. All right? Now, if you fail multiple classes in a semester, you will be suspended for up to It can be up to a year. I believe it's normally about a semester. Trish, did you want to walk in and field this question?
I'll scooch in here.
All right.
So, if we know students have trouble in courses sometimes, our coursework is very difficult. So if you fail a class, that's okay. You are able to retake the courses. And what's nice about our program is they're offered every semester. So you don't have to wait a significant amount of time to retake a course should you not be successful in the course. You will, however, work with me and work with a tutor so that we can ensure that you are successful. If you fail 2 courses in the program, we do suspend you for a semester. Again, we can have a conversation about where you are and what caused you to not be successful, and we can work on those things with tutors and such. Should you fail 3 classes within the program, then that would require a year suspension. Again, you and I would work together and we would work through those issues that we had. We'd get you some extra help and we would get you back into the program when we could.
Okay. And I will say that that is for the associate's level program. To be honest with you, I have not had a student who has failed a class, multiple failures. Students are usually very good about if they have in the BAS program anyway, if they have problems, they're self-withdrawn, and so they don't usually face those failure rates. Okay. Okay, another question.
You don't need me for this one.
Okay, no, it's good. If you jump from CVT to practice manager before doing BAS, will that change how long or how many courses you would need to take? Okay, if you jump from CVT before doing, okay, it will not. In the current program, okay, should we change the program, that answer might change, but we recently changed the program, so we don't anticipate another change will occur probably within the next about 5 years. But you can certainly complete the certificate program and then go on and complete your BAS. I actually just requested a certificate be awarded to a student who's completing her capstone project this semester, so she'll be graduating, so she'll have received her certificate before her BAS. Okay? Oh, most definitely the packets will be delivered via email. So the question was, could we get the packets via email? I'm out of the country until May. They will be delivered. The packets will probably come to you from one of our senior administrative assistants, Miss Ginny White. So if you look for an email from her, it will identify in the subject line that it's SPC information, but that's the person who will probably be sending out these packets to you. Is there a clinical, certainly there's a clinical path to, the question is there a clinical aspect to the BAS program? Most definitely we offer courses in dentistry, anesthesia, animal behavior, so we have various courses, nutrition, to name a few. So yes, definitely a clinical bent. How many, next question is how many semesters are, I'm assuming it's the practice management courses? Okay, there are 8 courses in the required for the practice management. Depending on how you plan out your coursework, it probably can be completed in a year. But you have to be very proactive in looking at your schedule because some of the classes are not offered every semester. But most of our students, because they work full-time and have families, they carry a 6 credit, 2 classes, 6 credit hours per semester is usually their max. So I hope that's helpful. Yes, you do have to apply to, oh, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to read the question. That I am starting SPC in May. I will be taking my prereqs and key classes needed for AS Vet Tech. Well, I have to apply for Vet Tech program as soon as I finish all of my prereqs. I'm not 100% sure I understand fully your question, in the sense that if you're asking, is there a timeline from once you complete your prerequisites? Okay, you should apply to the program within the last semester of your prereqs, okay, if that's helpful. I do make sure that I do recommend, the recommendation is, I guess, to apply when you've completed your 18 hours of the 21 required, but my recommendation is to be sure that you complete all 21 before you start the program, only because you will have a intense course regimen, and I hate to see you do that and then forget to take that last class and thinking you're graduating and not, and you still have a prereq to take. Okay? Okay. Any more questions do we have out there? And like I said, a lot of information will be provided in our prospective student packet, and certainly we're available to answer any questions by email or phone, which again, that contact information will be provided in that emailed packet. Okay? And just one last comment about our, again, if you happen to be in the profession and you know, and you're going to be at VMX or the Western Veterinary Conference, please come see us at our booths, and we're happy to provide you more information and to discuss it with you one-on-one. Okay, and I'm thinking that's it for the questions. Okay, we really appreciate everyone attending this evening. We hope you found it beneficial, and again, please reach out to us if you've got questions. And I see on the screen that you have our contact information, so you can basically reach out to any of us and we're happy to field it. And we would really appreciate if you did reach out specifically to the department so we can get you headed in the right direction. All right. Well, have a pleasant evening. Oh, wait. All right, we might have 2 more questions coming in. Another question, is there a significant amount of students who do not pass the AS Vet Tech program? Okay, our retention rate, we have an 80% retention rate. So there are some students, obviously, who do not pass the program, but there are also within that percentage that are not passing, that is includes students who choose not to complete because they've decided on a different career path. They may have had situations occur in their life that cause them to drop out of the program. So it's a statistic. It's not a statistic that shares what why the 20% actually are not there for completion, if that is helpful. Okay, I think we have one more question. All right. Is a regular bachelor degree required, or can an AA or AS be okay? In reference to, I guess if you're talking about the certificate program, any associate's degree will work. For that, if you're asking about entrance into the bachelor's program, you have to have an AS in veterinary technology to enter the bachelor's degree program. Okay. Well, I think that's the last of the questions coming in. And again, if you think of something down the road and say, oh, I should have asked that, please reach out again from our contact information. We're happy to do that, and look for that packet. And again, thank you for attending. We appreciate it. We realize that you probably had a full day, and we appreciate that you were able to come on this evening at this late hour and give us an opportunity to share with you something that we're passionate about, which is veterinary technology and the care of animals. And have a great night.